Hello and welcome to KJ's Kitchen. I'm KJ, a 13-year master fitness trainer, a fitness nutrition specialist, and most importantly to me, a happy mom serving up healthy meals. From my kitchen to yours. I am here on Facebook Live every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. So be sure to tune in, follow me if you don't already, so that you can get some amazing meals, snacks, and ideas for your family too. Now, today we're talking about candy, right? So sugar is one of the most addictive ingredients, and that's why it's in everything to keep us consumers hooked and keep buying these products that sneak in sugar everywhere. So a very common and really yummy candy, to be honest, and one of my favorites is Reese's Cups. Reese, like peanut butter and chocolate combo, to me is insanely delicious. But when you read the ingredient list on those, there's a lot of scary things, and especially two very scary preservatives that they hold in there. Very long names, one's with a P, one's with a T, and all that is frightening. It's toxic for our bodies. It can send our kids off the spectrum with attention spans and, energy levels, getting them all scattered. So today I'm going to teach you a very fast and easy way of recreating the peanut butter chocolate combo craze that your kids will love, that is not only high protein, glycemic friendly, I'm talking clean. It's about 5 ingredients. If you talk about the little chocolate that I'm gonna dribble on top, that might be the 6th ingredient. So no scary ingredients here. And I will also let you know, I compared the nutritional value between these and the Reese's. I'll let you in on that. But first, let's get cooking. Well, no cooking involved today. How cool. So you're gonna start, you wanna make sure you have some sort of pan or tray, line it with parchment paper, something that will fit in your refrigerator. I have used too big of pans before, and then I'm like, oops, and you have to remove it. So even if you don't have a pan that will fit in your fridge, go ahead and do 2 plates, cover it with parchment paper just to avoid sticking. And let's get started. So, peanut butter. We like organic. We do choose organic, and it's the natural stuff. If you read the ingredients on here, it's organic peanuts and sea salt. If you're one to avoid salt, get the kinds without salt. Do get natural. Don't get Skippy and Jif and all this other stuff that's just loaded with sugars. Then you're really, that's not the point here. So let's stick with natural peanut butter. And we're gonna go ahead and rock out a 1/2 cup of peanut butter and a 1/2 cup of oats, right? So I go ahead and do the oats first because it's dry. And let me talk to you about my oats. My family, we really love steel cut oats. That's the way we eat our oatmeal. But when having to cook and need things for efficiency of absorbing some liquid, the gluten-free oats are what we buy. You can get these at any store. It's Bob's Red Mill, or Trader Joe's also has a great option. Now these are quick cooking oats because the texture is going to be less crunchy. But if you have rolled oats and that's all you have at home, use those too because that's going to be fine. It might just give it a little extra texture. So 1/2 cup of cooking oats, and then a 1/2 cup of the peanut butter. Now I did the oats first just so that this 1/2 cup of peanut butter doesn't make my cup so sticky. There we go. I just got a little spatula here. And a lot of eyeballing going on when you do this. If you feel that it gets too runny or too thick, you can always make adjustments later. Now adding in a little extra fiber and even more protein and healthy fat, I do almond meal. And we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of almond meal. Oops, I should have this bag open. I'm gonna drop my chocolate chips in their little goodie glass there. And we're dropping her in. That's easy. Now let's boost the protein. When you have any foods that have high protein, either equal in carb or higher, you are going to have a glycemic friendly food. So even though peanut butter has protein, we're adding in a little sugar, we're adding in a little honey, we're adding in oats. That's why we're pumping up the protein. Again, my family, we choose isogenics, but you can use any protein. This one in particular is cookies and cream. I love it because it has these little dark flecks in them of crunchy cookies. So it's also going to give it a little texture. You could use a vanilla If you really want to play around, you could even try chocolate. But see, this will not be the only time you make them, I promise. They're addictive and amazing. So you'll play around with what you like. You can use crunchy peanut butter or soft peanut butter. But today we're doing a half cup. For those of you who actually use these containers, that's 2 scoops. We got a half cup of the protein. And now for the touch of sweet. Because there's no sugar in the actual peanut butter, we are gonna add some honey. Alternatives to honey could be maple syrup, could be brown rice syrup. You could even use some dry sugars if you want, things like coconut palm sugar. If you really want to even cut the sugar count more and you want it super glycemic friendly, you could be doing agave, you could do monk fruit. So many options for sugar. Today I'm using honey. We do local and raw. And what is local? Local is about 50-mile radius of you, and the immediate area would be about 10 miles. So this one's more local than it is immediate, although I do got a good guy down the road. So we're gonna go with 3 tablespoons of honey. Now when you are dealing with the sweet factor, I do 3 tablespoons because I think the chocolate already adds a sweetness that I'm gonna top these with. But you might find you might want a 4th tablespoon of honey. That's gonna be up to you and your children. We are a family that doesn't have a super sugary palate, so we're good with just 3 tablespoons. Whoop, there you go. Might even have been 3.5 by the time they get a little extra pour on there. Okay, voila, that's it. That was quick and easy. All I'm gonna do is stir it up. I'll show you my goodies once I get it stirred. Now, I'm using just a normal spatula because it gets the sides nice and easy, keeps it clean in there. And it's gonna start getting very doughy, nice and thick even, especially because that natural peanut butter is not so sloppy. And then the 6th ingredient, if needed, will be water, and only just enough to like get it a little more wet, not really a measurement at all. You'll do that by eyeballing. Depending on the thickness of your peanut butter, you may not even need it. What I love about these is they're not super messy. You can already see the dough doesn't even stick. Doesn't even stick to the side of the plastic. We don't have to oil up our hands because they're not gonna stick to our hands either. And that's because, again, that natural peanut butter has natural oils already in it. So I'm almost done here. So long as there's no more powder, that would be both from the oats or the protein, you know you've got a good mix. I'll tell you what, we did these at a sip and sample tasting I did on Monday, and everyone loved them. So that's why I decided to do this as a recipe today. Let me talk to you about a couple things and tricks. When you're dealing with your peanut butter, if you don't use natural peanut butter already, don't be shocked that it's gonna have a layer of oil on top. And you're going to want to stir it completely. And what I do with our family is we put after we've stirred it up and used it, we put the jar in the fridge so that it doesn't separate again. So we usually use it for things like smoothies. It'll even spread on toast once it's in the fridge. That just leaves no room for separation because it's gonna solidify with the oils in it, rather than every time you use your peanut butter, having to stir over and over. Ooh, look at my dough. So this is, ooh, nice and firm. You see that? And really not going anywhere, well mixed. And that is it. So while we create our little balls, these are gonna be little balls, I'm going to heat up in a microwave my chocolate chips. Now there are a lot of great options on the market. You can do 60 or 70% cacao. I didn't have any in the cupboard, so today I'm just using good old traditional semi-sweet. These are Publix brand, but you can do anything. I know Aldi's has a really affordable organic 60% cacao. That's usually what we go for if we make a trip to Aldi's. I've got about just shy of a 1/4 cup in here. I'm using Pyrex in the microwave. If you don't have a microwave, you're gonna wanna create, I'll go ahead and start this while I talk. About a minute, let's try a minute first. Please pardon the sound. If you don't have a microwave, you are gonna wanna do a double broil, do I say this right? Double broiler effect. You're gonna have a pan with a little bit of water at the bottom. You're either gonna use another pan that's smaller to put the chocolate chips in, or like a metal bowl. Now that water lining is going to help the chocolate chips not burn. And you only need to do that a few minutes. You can stir and test. I don't dip these because I think that could be excessive in the chocolate, and I think they taste great without being fully immersed in chocolate like a peanut butter cup is. Boiler, double boiler. Thanks, Mom. So that's called a double boiler when you do that. My mom's good in the kitchen, so thanks for that. And she also said, what about using almond flour instead of oats? Yeah, well, I'm using the combo today, almond meal and oats. But if you want to avoid the oats altogether, just go with almond. You can start mixing things up. Put in chia seed, put in flax, whatever you want. You're gonna play around with these. And I'd love some of the comments once you do about what you did with your recipe, and share. We'd love to hear. Let's check these chocolate chips. So check them, they look moist. When you stir, they get nice and loose. Yes, I think this is plenty. Might go a little longer. A couple of them need a little more melting. But here we go. Now I'm just gonna show you and demonstrate a few, just a couple seconds. Just demonstrate a couple of these little balls. Look at not sticking to my hand at all. How awesome is that? You can roll them. I just form them with my finger to avoid the mess on my hand. And about this size. I don't know what that looks like, a quarter. Like if you had a quarter, like 25 cents. There you go. I'm just gonna place them down. You can get your kids involved. This is the fun part. You just roll in little balls. It's like Play-Doh. And you're gonna get those set up. I'm just gonna do about 5 for you to demonstrate, but this batch will make 40. So we'll tell you about the nutritional value of what we just created today with 40 balls, okay? So let's talk quickly. Aside from how dirty, the word dirty, Reese cups are because of the preservatives and the less than clean ingredients, they don't have a whole lot of nutritional value in there. It's just taste. These are gonna be pumped with nutrients. So let's get our chocolate going. I'm gonna share with you just how more nutrient rich this really is. I did all the math for you. Now I'm using a double spoon just to make things quick and easy, and I'm just dribbling a little top on each. Not even getting fancy. Now, if you wanted to dip instead, try not to dip the whole thing. Maybe you just do like the little bottom. That's gonna be based on your family, the level of love you have for chocolate. But there we go. And we just do little drops. Now, if you fully immersed it, it would look more like a buckeye. You see these little guys, little kisses on top. And I'm gonna fill this tray up with 40 of them and put them in the fridge just so that the actual chocolate will get harder. And then when you wanna serve them, whoopsie, you are just gonna leave them out of the fridge for a little while just so that chocolate doesn't get super cold. Let's talk about this nutrition. Now in one little ball, a protein, I say protein packed PB chocolate ball, a KJ version, it's 45 calories. You get 2 grams of protein per ball, 2 grams of sugar. So already protein and sugar, you're looking good. Now to help the glycemic index as well, you have 1 gram of fiber per ball. So this is very different than a Reese cup. When you're eating a mini Reese cup, it's maybe even a little smaller than this. Sure, it's 35 calories, but to me, I'm not a calorie counter. I want those calories to count. Does that make sense? So even though a Reese cup, smaller, slightly similar in size, is 35 calories, it's only offering 0.7 grams of protein. Now, mine offers 2 grams. So already I upped the protein, better for kids' brains, better for your brains, better for everything. And then 3.3 grams of sugar per mini Reese cup. Ours has 2 grams, and that's even low balling. Or high balling, because I think it was like 1.9 something. I rounded up to 2. So 3.3 grams of sugar in a Reese cup, and then they only have 0.3 grams of fiber and mine have 1 gram per ball. So knowing that it's 45 calories, if you're looking at a smart snack and fixing that sugar craze, you could do 2, 3, or 4 of these and still be within 150 to 200 calorie snack. And you're like, boom, I just totally indulged, but I'm putting in awesome protein, mindful sugar, and clean ingredients with high fiber. That's cool. Voila. I hope that you enjoyed this segment today. And I know even though they're not totally firm enough to enjoy, you're gonna love these KJ protein peanut butter chocolate balls. And I hope that you will share this with anyone you think could benefit from this recipe. Follow me if you're not already, and join me every Wednesday at 12 o'clock here live in KJ's Kitchen. Happy mom, serving up healthy meals. All right, take care, share this, love, send the love. Have a wonderful Wellness Wednesday, and we'll see you next week.